Hello YouTube, my name is Maureen, and sorry for that pause. Welcome to Reen Reads. I've had a very stressful, awful day, so I just want to do a tag video. I don't do them very often, and I haven't finished anything recently, so we're going to do a tag. And the tag that I'm going to do is, what kind of reader are you? This was originally done by Enya's Corner, and I did see it done by Skelliana, so I'm going to tag Skelliana and Enya's Corner in this video. And let's just get started. Question number one. How did you find out about, or how do you find out about new books to read? Um, a lot of different ways. One of them, most recently, being BookTube. BookTube, I simply just watch other people's videos. I actually do it very frequently, and if I do see something that intrigues me, I will just add it to my Amazon wishlist. Amazon wishlist is what I use primarily to buy books, and I just go down my list. Whatever is at the top, I'll just buy that, um, and that's usually just how it goes. I'll also check Barnes and Nobles, Barnes and Noble. I hate when people say that. But I go to Barnes& and Noble a lot. I look at the books you must read. I often get the buy two get one free, or whenever they have deals like that, I do take a look at them. Um, what's the other site? I do use Amazon and their top 100 books. I do search that quite often as well for books that I would like to read. And that's about it. I do also follow a few people on Instagram, and if I see, or a few like bookish people on Instagram, if I do see that they have posted a book that seems remotely interesting, I will add that as well. Number two is, how did you get into reading? Um, I've been reading ever since I was probably about 3 years old, 3, 4, maybe. I just remember reading a book, and it was a book about not owls, but I think there was an owl on the front. It was about animals going to sleep. So that was the book that pretty much started it all, and now I pretty much read all the time. I dipped off a little bit in high school, and especially like the past couple of years, but I'm definitely getting back into reading full force, and it's crazy, but I love it. I love reading. So question number three, how has your taste in books changed as you've gotten older? Well, I don't know. I pretty much have the same taste. I'll read anything pretty much that looks remotely interesting to me. I used to read everything but fantasy novels, but I am getting into a more like the more fantasy genres. I read a lot more graphic novels and comics. I even read some manga, and I know I've definitely always have been into like nonfiction novels, but now I'm getting into classics, and now as I'm older, I do read a little bit of young adult books if I find them interesting. Um, let me see. How often do you buy books? Um, some people would say too often. I put myself kind of on a spending break. I'm not supposed to be spending too much money lately. I typically only buy a book. I will buy one book if I finish one book. So I'll only buy a book if I finish one. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way, but most of the time that's how I buy my books. If as long as I finish one, I can buy a new one. Let me see. How did you get into booktubing? Well, this is interesting, and I may tag her as well. But somebody I went to high school with, she is a beauty blogger. Her name is Rachel Whitehurst, and she does have a channel on here. If you just type in the search Rachel Whitehurst, she's fucking phenomenal. Um, she makes makeup like her makeup is effortless all the time. She has a lot of really strong opinions about makeup, and if you're into makeup and beauty blogging, then you should definitely check her out. But I had pretty much watched the majority of her videos, and I was like, well, YouTubing sounds fun, and I just don't know what I would YouTube about. And then I was like, well, I really like to read, and I wasn't aware that there was a booktube community, uh, but I think I searched on YouTube one day book reviews, and I found the Readables, and she's just great. And from there, I found Katie-tastic and was getting really sucked into the booktube community. And then I decided, well, a lot of these people read YA. Why don't I make a channel that's like a little bit of a mix of everything? So that's how Read started, believe it or not. Let me see. Question number 6. How do you react when you don't like the end of a book? Usually, it's not fun. Uh, and sorry to burst anybody's bubble, but the end of the Hunger Games, the first one, I was not happy. I was just sitting there. For example, we'll just do it with In Cold Blood because that's the way we're going to do it. And I was just like, really though? Really? 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 I say really a lot. That's pretty much what I do when I don't like an ending. I just say really and then get angry. Um, Let me see. Question number 7. How often have you taken a sneaky look at the back page of a book to see if it's a happy ending? Rarely. I will maybe look at the last word or the last sentence, but that's it. I do not read ahead. I I try not to. It's difficult sometimes, but I'm like a stickler when it comes to reading ahead. I just don't do it. Um, Let me see. And question number 8. How many people are you going to tag and who are they? I'll just tag the people that I had this. I'll tag Enya's Corner and Skelliana and Rachel Whitehurst. I'll just tag her too because I mentioned her. Why not? I think. I don't know. I'm not very good at tagging. But anyway, that is, what kind of reader I am. If you guys were interested in that. But yeah, that's about it. So, YouTube, till we meet again.